Alana, I've known Lana, God, for 17 years, 16 years, something like that. We've known each other for a while now. And at this time, guys, I was actually a Beachbody coach. So I always loved working and doing something around fitness. So, and I knew I loved to help people, and I knew I loved fitness. And don't get me wrong, Beachbody was wonderful. It's just that for me, it did not work for money-wise. It just wasn't the right fit. It wasn't where I needed to be. It wasn't where God wanted me to be. But I'm not one of those people that just gives up. So Alana had introduced this company to me at probably one of the best times and worst times in my life. Best times because if she wouldn't have, I probably never would have gotten off my butt and left the job I was at. Worst times because I was having a mental breakdown in my life. And I was losing everything. I was losing my kids, not physically, but mentally. I was losing mentally and physically, you know, with my relationship with my husband. I just wasn't the same person. So she had brought this up to me at the perfect and worst time. When I finally made the decision, which it was hard, guys, it's scary to take that jump and say, you know what, I'm going to just do this full time. I'm going to go and do some crazy network marketing thing that I have no idea whether it's going to work or not. I'm just going on my gut feeling here. I know I love to help people, and I'd seen what these products could do. So I had that behind, you know, that on my side. And then, of course, I saw Alana's paychecks, and I'm like, okay. Let's go. And I knew it. I said, you know, if Alana can do this, and I looked at these girls and I watched these stories, and I'm like, if these girls can do this, why can't I? Why can't I have a part of this? Why? I mean, there's no difference. They are no better than I am. You know, it doesn't matter whether you've started off well off or you haven't. You know, if you have that strive in you and that fight to want something more in life, that's all it takes, guys, because you are the only person standing in your way. So I remember to this day, the day where I said, screw you, I'm never coming back to work, excuse my language, but it was the best damn day of my life. Okay? Because I remember them giving me an ultimatum, and I said, I don't like it. I'm not going to come back. And that was it, guys. Took my 2-week vacation and never came back. And you know what, guys, that month, I went diamond, and 2 months later I went double diamond, and now I'm going for triple. You guys, it's just, this business will blow you away. It really will. You just got to give it a chance. So anyways, that was my story.
Yay. Thanks for sharing. KELSEA, you're up, girl.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hi, guys. My name is KAITLYN, JUNIUS. I've been in the company now since June, beginning of June. I ranked Ruby, I ranked Emerald, I ranked Diamond. Sorry, my head was somewhere else. I'm so sorry. So basically, my story is I was a substitute for the school district, and I don't get paid throughout the summertime. This is the first year in 5 years. I've always worked as a full-time employee for the school district, and so that was going to put a big dent in our income, and I was worried, and basically I was trying to lose weight, and I hit a plateau. So I reached out to KELSEA, or KELSEA reached out to me. I'm not sure. I forgot which way it went. And I reached out to you. I decided to go for it, even though I was a skeptic for years, many, many years. I mean, I've always heard about it works, but a complete skeptic. And I once was a Beachbody coach as well, about 4 or 5 years ago, and really went nowhere with it. Didn't have a really supportive team, and just didn't go anywhere with it at all. So I've heard of it works, and I decided just to go for it, just to try it. I don't like to knock things before I try it. So I went for it, lost weight my first 2 weeks, like 9 pounds like that, gained energy, felt amazing, decided, you know what, I'm going to join because I need money for the summer. So I love the products. I fell in love with the products in the first 2 weeks. And the other reason I joined because I needed to. I was like, what the heck? Why not? So I went for it. I went all in with it, and it's history. I fell in love with it, met friends, built relationships, and loving every single second of it. So yeah, that's basically my story in a nutshell. Oh yeah, and come August, the school district called me, asked me to long-term sub again, and I turned them down. And they were like, "What?" I told them why, and they were kind of like, "Okay, good luck with that." So I was like, "Yep, sayonara." I mean, I'm still with them, but like this was more of like a school that I long-term sub for all year last year. They were expecting me to come back this year. So when I said no, I'm doing something, they were kind of like, okay, you know. So now let it be now, right? So yeah, that's my story. Never went back. Still doing this. I haven't subbed yet because I put all my heart and soul into this, and I've completely just fallen in love with it. I love it. It's awesome. So yeah, that's my story.
Awesome. Yay. All right, Kels.
Okay. Hey guys. I'm Kelsey. I'm a double diamond. I started back in January of this year, and the entire reason I started was because I was using the products beforehand, and I lost about 42 pounds. And I fell in love with products. So I was like, okay, these things are awesome. I want to make some money with it. I didn't even know there was a money option. I didn't ask about it or anything. I just used the products. So I joined my friend Sarah's team, and I just hit the ground running, and I saw everything this company had to offer. At the time, I was babysitting up to 5 kids, Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night. So any of you guys who have kids know you guys would want to rip all your hair out at the end of the day, right? So I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen with this It Works stuff, you know? So I put everything I had into it. I love working only because it's just how I was raised. So I always put my heart and soul into anything that I do, and I always try to be successful, and I try to be, you know, the best that I can be with things, and, you know, that shows. So I finally got to stop babysitting, which is amazing, within the first 2 months of me doing It Works. I think it was March. I promoted from Ruby, and then I went to Emerald in like 2 weeks. So, and I did that while babysitting 4 kids every day. I just incorporated them in my videos and stuff. I had them, you know, hold the greens up and hold the keto coffee up for me and have them be like my little presenters and stuff. It was cute and people loved it. So, pretty much the whole reason I started was so that I didn't have to keep babysitting and pulling my hair out at the end of the day every day. So I got to stop doing that within 2 months because that income replaced the income I was making from babysitting. So I was able to just kind of focus on my own kid rather than having to focus on all 5 at the same time. So that was really nice to have, you know, just one-on-one time with my son again, because you guys all know how it is, like not being with your kids because they're at daycare or they're at school, so you miss them. It was sort of the same thing with me babysitting. I felt like I didn't have, like, you know, that little connection anymore because I've always been a stay-at-home mom. So that was really nice. But pretty much that's my story. That's the reason I started. So I just keep going and keep going. I love this job. It's changed my life in so many different ways. So I'm really excited for all of you guys, whether you're new or whether you're promoting this month or next month, or you plan on promoting in the next few months, because everybody's lives are different. But I'm really excited for all of you guys. So Alana, did you want to share your story?
I can just do a quick one.
Okay.
Because I know we want to work. So my name is Alana Yerman. I'm a triple diamond with It Works. I've been with It Works for just over 2 years. And for me, I basically, I didn't have a full-time job like most of you guys said you did. I actually had to stop working because I had 2 babies in only 11 months. I have Irish twins. And so I started because I wanted to keep losing weight and I wanted to make extra money because I missed having my own income. I really don't like asking people for stuff. So it drove me crazy not having my own money anymore. And so I just decided to charge it on a credit card because I honestly didn't even have it to spend. And it's just completely blessed my life in so many different ways. Like I was really losing myself. I'm a very uppity person and I like people. So when I had babies and I couldn't work, I was like in my house just going cuckoo, you know, and I didn't have any adult interaction anymore. And so when I started, I had a 4-month-old and a 16-month-old basically latched on to me 24/7. And I would work the business like really, really late at night. Because, you know, when you're like 4 months old, you're still waking up every few hours. So I was talking to people in like different time zones where it was earlier, and I was just trying to get really creative so that I can do this business. And it's just now it's obviously it's still all that I do. I don't have a regular job, and I support my family 100% on it. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to hear everything Kelsey's got to say. So, woohoo!
All right, so we're gonna get started on what host to posts are. So if you guys haven't heard of host to posts or it's brand new to you, basically what that is you are reaching out to people asking them, hey, would you mind posting something to your wall for me? And in return, you know, you could offer them a sample, a product, it doesn't matter, like whatever you want to offer them, it's up to you because they're your products, it's your business, you do it the way you want. But just a basic, overlook at it is what we're going to do is all of you guys are going to go to your friends list and you're going to write down a minimum of 30 people. So you can find these 30 people, whether they're current loyal customers with you, friends, family members, coworkers, or even your neighbor next door if you have their number or their Facebook. So it could be anybody. So what I want everybody to do is go to your friends list or your phone contacts and write down 30 minimum people that you know from your friends, family, like I said, whoever. And then we're going to take about 10-15 minutes to do that. So whenever Alana comes back on, she'll put on Tony Robbins so we can listen to him. So for the next 10-15 minutes, just go to your friends list and write down about 30 people. And then we'll go from there. And if anybody has any questions at all, you can put it in the chat and I'll answer you. Or Caitlin or Rachel or Alana can. Alana, you want to play Tony Robbins or whatever you had?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm making some keto coffee. Let's see. I just ran out there to grab my coffee. I'm ready to work. All right. So yes, I'm going to play some self-development, you guys. Self-development, I think, is key in this business. This whole business is mental. So I really want to help you guys grow your mind. So just let me know how it sounds. Hold on.
What is
you already do the script?
Yeah, hang on. I didn't go over that yet. Put the people.
Yeah, so once you do all that and give it to them, then I'll do it.
Okay, so like I said, you guys are going to go through and write down 30 people minimum. They can be local customers, friends, family, coworkers, whoever. Just have 30 minimum people written down. And then after you do that, I put in the chat already the first script that you're going to send to somebody on that list of friends. So the first one says, hey, I was wondering if you'd be open to posting something to your wall for me. And in return, I'll put your name into a drawing to win a free sample of Fat Burning Keto Coffee. Are you in? And then you're going to send that to them, to those 30 people. And then when they reply and say sure or yes, you're going to say the next script. So if you guys all go to the chat, I have it all in order of what you're going to need.
You're the best, Kelsey.
You're the best. Oh, I need a phone stand, y'all. There we go. Stay.
Is that your phone, Kelsey, making all that racket?
Oh, probably. Sorry.
I need a phone stand too. I cannot keep mine up.
I want to show you guys an example real quick. This is old. I went to my friends list and I wrote down a bunch of random people. Like, okay. And then all the people that offered to host a post for me, I highlighted their name. And then I just go back and I check on their posts all the time. I make sure that I have it saved. You can save people's posts in a group on Facebook. So that's another option.
Okay, so are you putting the script in the chat?
Yeah, it's already in the chat. It's all at the top.
Oh, it's my screen.
Let me know if you can see it. If not, I'll repost it.
I don't see a script. I don't know if anybody else does, but I don't. Make sure that it shows that you're posting to everyone. Sometimes it puts to one person for some reason.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, Megan doesn't see it either. Nope, Elizabeth says nope. Hold on one sec, guys.
What about now?
Yep, perfect. There we go.
Okay, so that's gonna be the post that you send to those 30 people, and then when they say yes, I'm sending the next one that you're gonna get.
And you guys can tweak it. Like if you don't have copy, it can be a greens on the go. It can be, whatever it is that you want to give them away for free. You can put in there. You can even put just like a sample and give a few options, just depending on what you have. Okay.
Okay, does everybody see it?
I see it.
Sweet.
Whoop, whoop. All right, so if you guys have questions, feel free to post them below. And we'll be looking in the chat.
Right? You pick yourself a profession where you're raised.
Come on.
Influencer in business around the world, the one, the only, Tony Robbins!
Where did the sound go?
But a little bit of character.
Sorry, hold on one second.
Do it mentally, but if you do it physically over and over again, you develop a habit. And so we got 3 hours to see if we can't establish some habits. And so the good news is I found a format that I think will be really, really helpful for all of you. And also because that's sort of common. I mean, all of you in this room, but my respect is because you picked a very different path. The vast majority of things do. I didn't take the last path of least resistance. You took the one of the strongest resistance. Right? You pick yourself a profession where you're raised to become effective than you do. You pick a profession where you can get in for a couple $100. You can make millions of dollars a year. You can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, as we all know. But all that sounds really wonderful. And then there's the reality of business. There's the reality of dealing with people. There's the realities of rejection. There's the reality of all things you face. If you can master those realities, then the gifts are beyond imagination. And I'm way, I cut down if you would, motive does matter. You know, if you're looking at your business and how you're going to grow your business, and you're in it for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Because life supports whatever supports more of life. If you doing better makes life better, you're going to get insights. But if you're trying to do something to support your family, not just yourself, there's a different level of motive, there's a different level of energy. I really believe that life supports that which supports more of life. So if it's just you get insights, you're part of life. If it's you and your family, you get greater insights. If you're trying to support your community, you get a whole different level of insight. If you're trying to support humanity and it isn't bullshit, it's really what your soul is about. You'll get insights that most people never dream of. That's really been my ticket. And along the way, one of the things I want to talk to you about the thing that you're all in business is really what does it take to really grow your business? Because I have the privilege of starting nothing and I have 31 companies in 7 different areas, areas from virtual reality where we're the number 1 company, we're the partners of the NBA. You'll start seeing how we play football, Tuesday night NBA, virtual reality. We're partners exclusively with Live Nation, concerts in that area, to the top resort and teaching. The diversity I have is amazing. More than 1,200 employees, we do more than $5 billion in sales. It's part of 0 and nothing. So I'm excited to share with you some insights that help you to really go from wherever you are right now to wherever you truly want to be. But I'd love to give you a little background first. My background's really simple. As I said, just driven to help people, hungry to understand answers. Part of those were just for myself. I grew up in a really tough environment and I couldn't understand why this was my fifth father. I said to my mom, I'm confused. I was not the popular kid in school, even though I loved people and I wanted to connect with people. The most popular kid in school was the most mean son of a bitch. Something like this was really popular in leadership. I couldn't understand that. How is this guy popular when he's so horrific? But what it made me do is it made me hungry to understand things. So early on, I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any coach. I don't know my family that had been successful in business terms, or quite frankly, even happiness terms. And so I turned to books. Because my original teacher, Jim Rohn, used to say, leaders are readers. If you talk about, read every single day, this is Neil book was reading, and I took it to heart. I said I was going to read a book a day, but I didn't quite do that. I read 700 books over 7 years, all near human development, psychology, physiology, anything that could make life better. I wanted the answer. I figured out how to apply it, improve it for myself, so I knew it worked. And once I knew it worked, I had so much passion, I think I figured anybody else I could help them as well. But the first early stages were just looking for the answers. So I couldn't find answers to why my life was not the way I wanted it. I looked around at first and generalized. Maybe the ways some people you recruit generalize. I'm sure you know this way. I would generalize and go, well, I grew up in this really tough community and live on the other side of the tracks. And, come on, these people have all these resources we don't have. Right? All these people, they grew up, they've got plenty of money, they have a great education, their families stayed together, there's all this great love. And so all of my assumptions were these people were lucky. They had some resource I didn't have. But when you're halfway intelligent, and if you read biographies, you begin to realize that the smartest people in the world, the most successful people in the world, usually have had some of the most horrific backgrounds you can imagine. And pretty soon I began to realize that biography is not destiny. That where you've been has nothing to do with where you're going unless you spend your time looking in the rearview mirror. If you're trying to move forward, look in the rearview mirror, you're going to crash. And so very quickly, early in my career, I started coming up with these insights and answers and stopped analyzing after a few times. I remember, for example, reading the story of a person I'm sure you know, a young girl was born to a 13-year-old mother. And what do you think the future is? If I just told you this, baby has a baby, 13-year-old has a child, there's no father there, what's the future? Not looking too good. If I told you that young girl was African American at a time when the United States was not, and people judged people by the color of their skin, not by their character. What if I told you she was sexually abused 3 or 4 times by family members and friends before she was 13? What's the future for this child? And what if I told you at 13 she got pregnant exactly like her mother? The only difference was when the baby was born, it died. It was stillborn. Now, what would that do to a healthy adult have a stillborn child, much less a 13-year-old child. She went a little crazy. They actually institutionalized her, but there weren't enough beds. So when a man came by and claimed to be her father, who she'd never met, Oprah Winfrey left with him. That's her story, most of you know, right? But this is Oprah. You also have a hand for Oprah, for God's sakes. Give her a hand. It's unbelievable.
So he's talking about Oprah. That was Oprah.
Oprah was literally that girl
Yeah. That's Oprah.
who had a baby at 13.
Mm-hmm. Oh, keep listening, huh?
What we all do is we all come up with a reason why our life is the way it is, and we tend to look backwards at something that happened to us. But we've all had happenings. Who's had horrible, shitty, terrible things happen in your life? Here, raise your hand and say, I. Who's done horrible, stupid things?
I.
Ever find out, say, I.
Go attend his event for 4 days straight. You got no voices. You go 16 hours straight. You don't sleep.
If you haven't had any challenges thus far in your life, might be sure. It's just flow. So early on, I started trying to find these answers. I began to realize, okay, I can take control of my life and stop making excuses. And I start realizing the only thing that matters is right now. And right now, the decisions you and I make right now are controlling our life. They're controlling what you think, they're controlling what you feel, they're controlling what result you're getting. How long does it take to change your whole life? How long?
A second.
How long? People say it takes 10 years to make a change. They'll tell me it took me a decade to do this. And I say, bullshit, it did not take you a decade. It took you a moment. There's a moment.
Which Tony Robbins is this?
There's a moment
GoPro.
where you said, I quit,
GoPro.
begin, I
This is
love
the book.
you, it's over. How fast can our life change? How fast? Literally in a moment. And so when we started having that things change, the only thing that's the way is, many of you now understand this, when you recruit humans. And some of these humans you recruit seem to die on the vine. Who's had this experience before?
Say
They're really excited for a while, and then they try something doesn't work, or someone whispers in their ear that it's a horrible network marketing thing, it's a pyramid scheme, or some story they tell them, or some comedian gets on television and does a tirade for 30 minutes. Right? I can only imagine how pissed off you must have been if you were watching that. But here's the truth. If it was easy, everyone would do it. You don't want it easy. You just want to be better. You want to be stronger. You want to do more. So part of the challenge for so many people is in the last 25 years, most of us who live in the western part of the world, western society at least, I know you're from all over the world in this room, especially those in North America, we've all been conditioned to start to believe that when things go wrong, it must be someone else's fault and it should do it. Is it true? Right? People now, they spill their own coffee from McDonald's reaching for it, and they burn themselves and they sue McDonald's for $100 million for scarring them for life. This is the society we live in. And it started, I don't know how many people here from all over the world remember this, I'm curious. How many of you remember years ago, a couple of brothers, twin brothers from LA, called them the Mendes brothers? Does anybody remember them? Raise your hand if you remember. I'm curious. Wow. 40, 50, 60, 60% of you remember. These two young kids in their early 20s, if I'm not 30, if I remember correctly, they decide that their parents have all the money and they're not releasing it to them, so they take out shotguns and they kill their parents at point blank range because they wanted the money. And when they go to jail and they put them in a jury trial, they say yes, but they were abusive. Oprah was abused, she didn't kill anybody. If they were abusive, they should be punished. That's what courts are for, right? They admitted they did it. They admitted they killed their parents in cold blood, and our society changed so much that the jury said yes, but they were abused. Maybe that wasn't, maybe they were forced to kill them. They took 2 jury trials. And then some evidence campaign. And right around the same time, there was a woman in New York City who got really upset with her husband. So in the middle of the night, she took out a carving knife. Does anybody remember this story? What was her name? Interesting last name. Isn't that interesting? She takes out a carving knife and she chops off Mr. Happy. She takes Mr. Bruno, you pick it up. No, you pick it up. I tell you this because our society has changed so much that when things don't go well, we look for someone to blame. And when there's the President of the United States or the President-elect, whenever people are disappointed, they point the finger. I know you're not the kind of person or you wouldn't be here, but I also know you and I recruit people from that circle. And how many of us have been guilty of blaming something outside ourselves? Raise your hand and say, I. So, for me, what it became was an obsession to say, what are the things we can do to change our lives as quickly as humanly possible? And once I understood those things, I had to realize the patterns. If you think that you're broken, there's nobody in this room that's broken. There's nobody that needs help that way. What we do have is patterns. Some patterns make you happy, some make you miserable. Some patterns make you take action and just go crazy, and some patterns will make you plan for the rest of your life. You've always got a plan, but you're never executing it. Who knows what I'm talking about here? Say I. And so what I became obsessed with is understanding what are the patterns that can change the quality of your life fastest. And once I learned those, I started making phone calls from everybody. Then I started getting phone calls. I could call when people are at their best. They're the best in the world. The best in the world always knows one insight and I can take my whole life. Change my whole life. How many distinctions? How many insights do you need to change your business tonight? The rest of your life. How many do you need? How many? One that you actually what? Actually apply. You actually implement. You actually make happen. And so for me, I became obsessed with that. So I started getting the phone calls. I got the phone call when gas leaks burning down on national television with Serena Williams. You know, she just had a family member die and her whole world melting down. I'm going to step into it right now for this result, and she wins. And because I've been able to do that for 39 years, starting next to is your greatest. This is going to be my 40th year in 3 months. Those are my crazy lives. Nuts, right? Holy nuts. And because I understand what to do to help make change there, because I've done it over and over again, I get those calls. I get a phone call, and the child is suicidal 4 years old. I'm not going to live. In 39 years, I've never lost one suicide out of 1,000. I can film someone really, really faithful. I might someday, knock on wood, the reason is somebody's going to share with me tonight. So I'm excited to share with you the insights that can show you how to change any emotion, any behavior. Because when you learn how to change what drives everything else, all your actions are driven by your thoughts and emotions. You know that. How do we change when we don't feel like it? And how do we do it consistently so we produce a completely different life than most people? I get a phone call, true story, the President of the United States calls me. True story, President Clinton says, they're going to teach me in the morning. What should I do? I'm like 31 years old, and President's calling me, what should I do? You're going to teach me in the morning? Could you call me sooner? That's my question, right? But I figured out what to do, and because I had to figure out these situations over and over again, I got insight. Plus, the other part is that I believe the original secret here wrote that success leaves clues. You're on the say I. That if someone is successful over and over again, they're not lucky. They're doing something different than everybody else. And instead of thinking how lucky they are, you're not going to figure out what they're doing and do the same thing. If we sow the same seeds, we'll reap the same rewards. So I've spent the last 39 years working with some of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world. I want to give you some insights on what's happening in this evening. People like Mark Benioff of Salesforce.com. Mark came to my least within seminar 3 times in a row. And then all of a sudden, he's about my size, he stands up in front of me, and he comes up to me and says, remember me. He said, I'm leaving Oracle today, I'm leaving my job. Something all of us in this room had to do. I'm wait. He said, I'm leaving Oracle, picked up, I'm going to start this new company called Salesforce.com. He said, Tony, you mark my words, we're going to change the business world to $100 billion of business. That was 15 years ago, I teased Mark now. Now he's doing $8 billion this year. And everybody from Facebook to Apple uses him as their back end to GE, right? This man has strategies and insights that are valuable to you in your network marketing business. Or my good friend Steve Minnow is with him today. Built half the city, total genius in what he does, creative, comes up with answers that no one would normally think of. Or somebody like John Paul Tajoria, who spent literally slept in his car, they're not lucky sperm club. Meaning, they didn't inherit it. They had to earn it. And I've learned the patterns that all of them share in common with the Eastern chain. I'm going to share this with you tonight, but there's no doubt. You're all wonderful. I know you guys are fully engaged. You travel all this way. You're in this giant room all the way back. How many of you, though, have gone to an environment before where you learned something that was truly valuable, and you were excited about it? No one was selling you. You were like, this would make a difference in my business. And then you went home and you never applied what you learned in any real way. Who's ever done this before? Raise your hands. You word I. How many have done this more than once? Say I. How many still feel intelligent? Say I. I've done it too. So how can we be smart human beings? How can we be smart individuals and still be in a place where we learn something, we spend money, we travel across the country, and then not apply it? The reason is because everyone in this room, or I shouldn't say not everyone, most of you in this room, if you look around, went to a 20th century school, didn't you? How many went to a 20th century school? I'm curious. Yes. If you went to a 20th century school, it was designed to make you comply. It was designed to make you step and be a certain way. The bell rang when you were a child, and when you learned from the earliest stages, even in kindergarten, what are you supposed to do when that bell rings? What are you supposed to do? Report to your position. Sit down at your desk. And are you supposed to then initiate, make things happen, start conversations? Okay, the bell rings, what do? Sit down and what? Shut up. Now today, and don't do anything until you're told what to do. Today, if you're in business and you sit down and shut up and you don't talk to your neighbor, you're out of business. Who's looking here? Say hi. So there's a problem. The problem is all of you in this room have conditioning of at least 12 to 16 years that learning is sitting passively while someone else talks at you. And there's nothing wrong with that except when you sit passively, even if you're enjoying yourself going, wow, that man has huge freaking teeth. Or, wow, what he's saying is really valuable. Whatever you're thinking in your head, even if you're having a good time but you're sitting passively, then when you learn something, it gets linked to the state you learned it. So even if you're enjoying yourself, this is really good. That's good stuff. I'm going to change my life. Yeah. And later on, you go to do it, you go, oh, I'm kind of tired, right? Because the state you learned is different. So what I'm going to do before you do anything else, when you're in your team, let's really change our state even more. Let's get ourselves active. And we're going to get active to use our body. So stand up if you would just for a moment. Shake your body out. Shake your body out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Jump up and down like little kids. Shake your body out, pick it up, pick it up. And then here's what we want to do before we do anything else. I want you, how many of you would agree that if you're going to influence someone, a big part of what influences them is not just what you say, but the energy you have. How many would agree with this? Say I. In fact, what is charisma?
Energy is everything.
What the hell is charisma? How many would agree it's an energy that people have? Say I. And we all have energy, but the problem is, when you're trying to build a business and you bump into obstacles or challenges, or even if you're on a roll and something interrupts you, it's so easy to get overwhelmed or frustrated or stressed, or just lose a little bit of your energy. What I found is the higher your energy, the greater the execution. The lower the energy, the more you know stuff and don't follow through. I'm here to tell you, tonight is not just about knowledge, because, knowledge is interesting. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Execution trumps knowledge every day of the week. So in order for you to execute, you got to simplify things. Complexity is the enemy of execution. The more complex you make something, the harder it is to duplicate in your business, isn't it? The harder it is to use. So I'm going to oversimplify it so that we actually do it. The first thing I want you to start with is, if you don't listen to anything else I say, the number one key to success in life is increasing your energy and sustaining that energy. With a high level of energy, you come up with different solutions. person near you, point at him and go, I own you. No, see,
Oh,
no, I own you.
you do this in person, you know that, Rachel? And when you go, if you go with someone you know, you're not allowed to be together for the whole 4 days. You have to be uncomfortable 100% of the time with strangers. It's insane.
What do you mean? So who do you mean when you're there, like doing it? You can't sit next to each other?
Like, this is the
Nope.
ultimate goal, and you're a little kid. Already has to know what's
Oh.
You went by yourself, didn't you?
energy of your partner.
No, I went with Stacy and a few of my loyals that do other companies were there too.
No, I own you.
I partnered up with a girl from a whole other country.
All right, let's clap together. Ready? One,
What are they saying? I owe you?
I own you.
2, 3, go.
This is what it looks like when you get like this. See them all jumping around?
Yeah.
And then he brings you into these moments where you're like crying, like you think of all these crazy, it's insane what you do. I paid $700 to go, and I would pay $3,000 to go next time so I can sit even closer. It was incredible.
Really? Did Stacy get to sit up close?
That was her 3rd time going. Yeah, hell yeah. Pam Souter was there. Kay Souter was there. They're all there.
Grab a seat. Grab a seat and a peach thing.
That's on my dream board.
Now, I want you to see how long
I think he does one in New York City.
Ah, shit. See, watch and see if your partner did this, and afterwards they went, yeah, and they went, oh, jeez. Gotta get my chair now so I can sit down because this freaking crazy Robin guy's got us jumping. Right now in your chair, put as much energy in your chair as you have.
Yep, you have to go all the way up in the chat. They're posted in there.
Yeah, you do this from about 9 in the morning till midnight. And then around midnight, there's about 10,000 people there. You take off your socks and your shoes, and you have to chant and go like, yes, yes, yeah. And you're super high on life at this point because you've been going for like over 12 hours. And he trains your brain, and then you go outside with no shoes on with 10,000 people, and you walk across 15 feet of 20,000 degree hot coals. And right before you go over the coals, they're shoveling fresh ones on that shit. It's crazy. Yeah.
Look at Rachel's.
You want to talk about learning how to mentality? Like, this is why I recommend you go, because you can do that, you can do anything. I have a little scar, but somewhere from a cold, but not bad. So this is like an episode. I really wanted to find the actual book for you guys, but I recommend you buy it. It's called GoPro by Tony Robbins. It's really good. Really, any network marketing book is good to dig into. Personal development is good to dig into. Just really anything like that.
Hey, who's Molly's upline?
Rachel.
She said in the chat she's getting a lot of responses, but no commitments. So she's looking for tips and pointers on how to answer their questions.
From people commenting or responses from the people that are posting for you?
I'm assuming the people that she's messaged. She said private messages.
Sorry. I thought I was on. I've seriously been talking to you this whole entire time, and I've been on mute. I'm going to message Malls.
No, share with us so that if anyone has the same question, it will help them. Please.
I don't see where her thing is. Molly, what do you mean? Send your
Basically, no, she's messaging back and forth with people, but no one's committing to buying. So what do you do in that situation?
So what is, like, is she saying, are people responding to the host post?
And you're
Or-
messaging the people that commented on
Yeah,
those.
that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm putting up the host post and I'm getting people, like, to respond to the host post. And then, like, when I start the private chat, I feel like, I don't, maybe I'm saying too much or I'm not wording it correctly, or, like, in some way, I feel like once I get them to the private chat, then that's when they're getting turned off and they just, like, stop.
Give us
They don't say yes, they don't say no, they just stop. And I'm left like,
To
okay.
me, less is more. Less is so much more because you want to let them talk. You, depending on your post, if you're talking about a product tester for a coffee, let's leave it at, and this is what I've learned when it comes to this. Sometimes less is more. Let's not get into, yes, generally when I have these conversations with people, it's, you know, what's your health goal, things like that. But when people are messaging into, and Delana's looking at me like this, right? I can see her looking at me waiting for what I'm going to say. But I feel like keeping it simple is better. So I would say if somebody commented, yeah, I'm interested in the coffee, I would say, hey, Susie, or whatever. Thanks for commenting on, you know, Kristen's post she put up there for me. Have you heard about keto coffee before? And if they're like, no, then I usually say, well, oh my God, I'm so glad that I get to be the first one to share this product with you. You know, this is what this product does. I'm looking for a couple, I have 2 more spots for product testers right now. Would you be interested in doing this? And if they're like, well, what does it entail? Then I say, you know what, so that what it is a 90-day regimen. And for doing this 90-day regimen, I'm going to give you my 40% off coupon. That way you get 40% off of not only the product, but you get 40% off of anything you want, anything for life. What do you think about that?
Well, how much is it?
$39.
And what do I have to commit? Is that every month? That's a lot of money. Like, I literally just had a conversation an hour ago with, like, a family member that was like, yeah, I don't know, that's a lot of money.
So
like,
depending, so when you're saying that, why were they reaching out to you? Because they wanted to lose 30 pounds?
Because, yeah.
Well, okay, guess what, honey? Then you're going to have to invest a little bit in yourself if you want to lose 30 pounds.
what
Right,
I
but I'm not just, I can't just say that.
mentioned that the reason why we do 3 consecutive months of ordering is so that they can reach their health goals, because
Right.
nobody can lose 30 pounds in a month or 2 months unless you're doing it in a very unhealthy way. So I always stress the fact that we do 3 consecutive months so that you are giving yourself time and your body time to adjust to these products and to get the full results of, you know, what you can see, because you have to be consecutive with it and you have to be consistent with it to see progress. So if they want results, then they're going to become a customer with you for 3 consecutive months or longer.
I say
Well,
the
here's how my conversation today went. She was like, I showed her some of the products that I've actually personally had results with. She's a family member, so I was like, okay. And she was like, holy crap, that's expensive. And then she was like, so what do you eat? And then she was like, how much is it? And then she was like, is there like a written plan? So I sent her the startketotoday.com, like my Molly Bennett startketotoday.com. And she was like, okay, thanks, let me research.
what
That's
is
when,
she
like, I kind of
saying?
hit a brick wall, like
Which product is she saying is expensive? The coffee?
what did I tell her? Yeah, the coffee was expensive. And then I told her the keto creamer too. And she
So
thought
what
that was
I do is I break it down to people. So basically for $39, you're getting 15 coffees, which are also meals. And so if you take out a calculator and you take 39 and you divide it by 15, that's only $2.60 cents a coffee, which counts as a meal. So when I say it to people like that, they're like, you're right. Like they're like, they admit it. They're like, I'm like, you can't even go to McDonald's and get something for that cheap. And if you did, it's not even good for you. So for $2.60, you have a meal, something that's going to give you energy, something that's healthy, something that's going to help you burn fat, you know, and I just go through it all like that. And I just say, you know, that's really not that much money. You know what I mean?
That's a good point too, because I know Jamie's been talking with someone. She's on here with us, and she was talking with somebody, and she's like, "I literally pay $10 a month for my coffee, and now you want me to spend 40 in 2 weeks? Like
This
you want to
isn't
spend
just
$70?" So,
drinking coffee. That's
But it's not just Folgers, you know. I don't
Yeah.
think people realize
Right.
that it's not. You're not going to the grocery store and buying Folgers. What this is
Right.
doing to your body is incredible.
your coffee, regular coffee that's $10 a month for a giant coffee thing is just coffee. It's not.
But that's fine. If you want to keep your $10 coffee, let's get the creamer.
right,
Yeah.
that's what I do.
Like,
So, like, I guess back to my original question, like, my biggest weakness, and I know that I'm not the only one, which is why I thought I'd ask publicly, is, like, how do I go from, like, icebreaker to talking to people to getting them into the order process? I don't know, Rachel, whenever you and I worked for Verizon, we had the same problem. Like, you talk about it, you get them, how do you, like, get over that to get them into the website and actually placing the order? That's my weak point.
I think in the beginning with anybody who's new, and I tell everybody, screenshot me what you are saying. Let me do the conversation with you or for you. That way you get the idea of how I do things. I am very like, let's go today. We're not waiting. Let me do it for you. Like make urgency to it. That's just how I always been with it. And I know like probably Alana's kind of the same way, if not even more so urgent, because she gets a lot of loyal customers. But send me your I have no problem helping you with doing like conversations. And if you want to start one on here, I can help you with it too. I can tell you what to say.
Are you just wanting to like break the ice with people you never spoke to before? Is that what you mean by break the ice?
No, I mean,
You mean
because
like say the deal.
I listened to the other, like, we did trainings and stuff, and there was like maybe a YouTube that I watched, and it was like, you need to at least like 2 posts and message one before you ever even have a conversation. When you meet somebody new, you have to go in and make your presence known. Like, I'm glad that we're friends first. So I always, every day, I'm going through every single new person, like 2 posts, comment on one, like 2 posts, comment on one, every day, until I get their attention, until we have a private conversation. So, I mean, I'm laying the groundwork now in that respect, because I have so many new friends that, like, that's how I'm spending most of my day these days, is just trying to build my rapport. So by the time I get them into a private conversation, I've already kind of been talking with them. I've already complimented them. I'm already having a relationship with them. It's just, like, for me, a little awkward to be like, okay, talking about the products, talking about the company and how amazing it is, to, okay, now let me get your money. Like, okay, let's get in the order. Like, get to my website. Get, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just my weak spot at that point.
I think the biggest thing is that if you're talking about I don't know. When I talk to new people, I don't talk to them about products at all. And as they go looking at my page, or I see them liking certain posts that are business posts, then that's when I go ahead and talk to them about what they just liked. Hey, I saw you liked this and that. Be honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do. As far as your host of post people, though, that aren't like committing, I would just let them know. I mean, in the post, it says that you're looking for product models, you know, ASAP. So just say that. Just say, hey, if they say, how does this work? Or what is it? Or what does it cost? Just say, hey, I'm looking for product models who can do my 90-day program. So if they ask about a commitment, you can screenshot them what they commented on, you know, and say, hey, this is a 90-day program, but for you doing it and sharing your results. And I tell people personally, that doesn't have to be pictures. It can just be a written review. You know, I'm going to give you 40% off for doing that for me. And usually they're like, that sounds really good. And I'll give them the price differences. So normally the coffee is, you know, I don't know, what is it, $60 something retail, but because you're going to do 90 days, you're going to get it for $39, which is $2.60 a coffee. I say that every time. I literally break it down all the way to per coffee every time. Same thing with the shakes. $1.91 a shake for $59 bag, even cheaper. You know, I know all of it. So it's like you just do that. That's how I do it.
I would also, even if people end up saying that's too much money or thank you, but no thank you, write them down in your notebook anyway as a follow-up for the future, because you never know if they might change their mind, because that happens all the time. They always end up coming back. As long as you're staying consistent and passionate with what you're selling, they always end up becoming a customer all the time. Always write down.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any other? Does anybody want to jump out of their comfort zone and ask?
How do you approach people you don't know? Sorry for the jumping off, but that is a good question too. Like belly to belly? Like blitzing? How do you approach people you don't know? I just walk up to them and say, oh my God, I love your shoes. You know, where did you get them? And then I just kind of like make a conversation like that. And I always have blitz cards or business cards on me. So I literally just bring it up. Like after I talk to them about that, then I'm like, hey, by the way, I have my business card on me. I'm a local health and wellness rep in the area, blah, blah, blah. And I just give them my card and I get them on Facebook. You're obsessed with Disney, girl. So you want to blitz in Disney is what you're saying. So everybody in Disney is probably really happy. So I would say go for it. You know, I would have keto on you and sell some keto cash, but it's the same thing. It doesn't matter where you're at. Like just be excited. Like you have to be excited and you have to find your confidence, right? I know you just lost some weight on the cleanse. So talk about that stuff and just start talking to people. There's like no wrong way to blitz, I feel like.
I hated it when I first started.
Remember when I made you blitz in was it Walmart when you came here?
I hated it.
Like, go there.
It was my worst thing. I used to tell her I used to do it, and I didn't do it.
I'm still
Rachel, that's not the only time you've been guilty of that either. I know you.
And now you're like the blitzing queen.
Oh.
Now I'll go up to anybody. Like, I don't really care. Now it's like fun, but before I used to hate it. I used to pump, like I'd call her up and I'd be like, okay, Alana, I'm about to go in here. I'm about to go into this business. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to go in here. And I'm like, I'm like second guessing myself. And I'd get my little pep talk and then I go rock it out.
Yeah. So Megan wrote her story is about confianza and she's skinny. So she feels like people would get offended. Well, here's the deal. So confianza is great. Talk about confianza. Just because you're skinny doesn't mean you can't help people lose weight. Most personal trainers are fit and skinny and they help people lose weight.
Right. If you feel like
if
that,
anything,
feel like you're coming off like that, then
people
you might
want you to look the part if they're going to be taking advice from you, which is why we say be a product of the product. So you're good, girl. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Yep. When I started, I was big and chubby from 2 babies in 11 months, and I felt the complete opposite, and I've still done real good. So I think we all nitpick what we look like. It doesn't matter what you look like.
I was just going to say, I think we all do this. Okay, how do you think I feel, girls? If we really want to say this, like I started this company 40 pounds less than I am now. Okay, so, but it has nothing to do with the products. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with Rachel. So I can feel the same way. I could be like, oh my God, I think we all, like Alana said, we all just kind of, that's our own insecurities coming out to play.
I've got to blitz, Alana.
Huh?
That's one thing I've got to do is blitz.
Who's talking?
Is that CAITLYN?
Is that CAITLyn?
Me.
What did you say?
You haven't blitzed?
No, I haven't blitzed. I think I blitzed what? The bartender, Kelsey? That was it?
Yep. Look how
easy I blitz my waitresses all the time because what I do is like when they come with a check or when like it's a cool waitress especially, I'm like slamming my keto energy and I'm like, have you ever tried this? And they're like, no, what's that? I'm like, oh, and then I just give them one and I give her a card and I tell her about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at today at Starbucks. That lady, I think the lady came up to the table, but when Kelsey was talking to her, and then I'm like, hey, by the way, do you have Facebook? I'm like, get on her Facebook. Like, boom.
I didn't think about Facebook. I was like, thank you, Alana.
Always think about Facebook. Because here's the thing. This is the truth. When you're blitzing, you guys, you're not – I'm not saying it won't ever happen because I have blitzed and made immediate wrap cash. I have done that, but it doesn't happen every time, okay? So seriously, like for me, you guys, I can be frugal. So when I started and I was a newbie and I was spending my money on blitz cards, I was like, why am I just handing these things out? Like, where's the money coming back in? Like, that's how I felt. I'm being really honest with you. So what I did was I started that Wednesday thing at Starbucks and I was like, okay, if I have something to invite these people to come back around to me, and if I get them on my Facebook to follow up with them, then I will be able to follow up and reel them in. But I just felt like handing out a card was stupid. That was just how I felt. So I always try. Sometimes I don't get their Facebook, and that's totally fine. I have had people randomly call me too. But I always try to get them on my Facebook because then they're going to see me every day. They are going to watch me every day, and I have a way to follow up with them. I have a way to invite them to a local event. Like getting them connected on your Facebook before you walk away from that blitz is life. It really, like that lady from Starbucks, I guarantee you she becomes Kelsey's customer or hosts a party or both, or becomes a distributor. I'm telling you, like, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So it happens every time. I just signed a girl that I blitzed in the baby department in Walmart almost a year ago for 4 bags of keto coffee because she's been following me. Did she buy right away? Nope. But did she just become a loyal at the perfect time? Yeah. Is she coming Wednesday? Yeah. Is she going to become a distributor? Heck yeah. So it doesn't matter if it happens right away. Just get them on your Facebook. It will happen. I'm telling you. So that's what I gotta say about blitzing. I love blitzing.
Someone said, how do you convince somebody to not buy Starbucks in Starbucks?
You don't. You don't tell them not to buy it, you know.
Everybody drinks Starbucks, but
yeah.
The difference is keto coffee burns fat and Starbucks adds fat. So you could say that.
Tara, remember when I met you and you were like addicted to Starbucks and we sat down and like did the math and this chick was spending like over $100 a month on Starbucks. It was ridiculously insane. And I broke it down to her and I'm like, you're going to save money. You're going to save a lot of money by buying this. I mean, she was buying what was it, Tara? Like the big one. What is that? Almost $5 for a flippin' mocha frappe, you know. I mean, you're talking for something. Our is
$4, and I was going every single morning, and not just me. Chad was getting coffee as well, so we were spending a lot of money at Starbucks, and I'm pretty sure that's probably why I gained a lot of freaking weight. Like,
yeah, because you added all that stuff to it on top of it.
Yeah, I would add 7 classic, 7 hazelnut, extra cream, and whipped cream on top.
Okay, see? And there's so many people that do that, you guys. So just ask them, like, if they're big Starbucks drinkers, you know? $5.75 a day. Okay, so see? I'm telling you guys, this keto coffee is not expensive.
No, they just look at the big price at the beginning, and they don't break it down. You have to break it down
for them. Yeah, that's all you have to do is just know your numbers, break it down, and simplify it for them. They're already spending that if they're buying their coffee on the go on their way to work every day.
Usually there is at least they're either going to Dunkin' Donuts or they're going to Starbucks. Those two places are the most popular places to get coffee, and they're both expensive.
Anybody else get some hits on Hostel Post? I have people, some people host. Oh, what's this?
Oh my God. So I made my list and I just sent out, I think, probably 40 actually. I went to 40. But I've got over half of them saying, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yes, go.
Wow.
See that? Now imagine if you did this every day, right? We're just about at an hour, right? In the first good 15 minutes, we were doing little intros. So for 45 minutes a day, if you got 40 new messages out, right? Even if you took 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there, you know what I mean? Or if you have the time and you can sit for 1 hour, flies by, you guys. And if you just built brand new connections every day like this, your business will explode, literally. And this is just one way to do it, you know? And then what'll happen is over tomorrow, it'll trickle into tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it'll give you people to respond to tomorrow as well. If someone likes it, what's a good post to say? If someone likes what? Can you resend the script? Kelsey, can you put the script in there again? Because since there's like it's kind of pushed up. If someone likes it, what is a good?
Which one?
Like the original one you want, Amanda? I think she just said, can you resend the script? I probably like the host to post, the thing that they're gonna post. Brittany says if someone likes it, what's a good post to send that? Like if they like it and don't comment, you mean?
So who's wanting what? Because it's right here in the chat if you just scroll up a little bit.
If you're on your phone, it will only let you see so far up.
Really? I see it.
You're on your phone? Yeah, well, this person's phone, like I can see on their thing, it only shows it, like, it only goes so far. I don't know why. But I sent my girl the stuff. I just copied and pasted it and sent her personally. So I don't know if it's my girl that's talking or not.
I'll just resend it real quick.
Okay, listen to what just happened. Look, this girl just wrote on my wall, and she wrote, and this is another thing you can do with loyal customers. I started Alana Yerman's 90-day challenge with green shake and keto coffee and the cleanse. After the cleanse, I was down 6 pounds in a week, although I have lost a total of 14 pounds now. I still have a ways to go, but I'm not giving up on it. I was a huge skeptic of it works, but I have to say, like its name really does, it really does work. I make a frozen shake with chocolate greens shake, and I add a packet of keto coffee, and it tastes like a frappe from Starbucks or McDonald's. See that? That's awesome.
Were we telling everybody to not make sure they're not tagging?
I believe so. That's what we said in the
I also heard this too. So I was looking in the tomorrow's triples, and I was listening to some girls talk. Somebody had asked, and they were like, hey, what kind of post are you guys doing? I need some new post ideas for host a post. And the girl said, we don't share those because, which makes sense, if they're used too many times, then they get flagged. So they just kind of go with the flow and make up their own and use different wording every time.
I mean, yeah, you can just change stuff up now.
Well, that's what I mean, though, is you don't want to use, like I know a couple of my girls have asked me, and yes, I will share, but I don't want them to, get frustrated because things are being used over and over again, and that's why nobody's seeing them. Plus, I've learned something else today from one of my new girls. I know this is off the subject, but when you're about to do a live, 8 minutes before you're about to do a live, go and comment on 6 different people's pages. Like a couple things, comment a couple things, because it makes you more visible for your live video.
That's good to know, Rachel. Thanks for sharing that, because it's weird, because I thought everybody could see your post, but then I heard the only, like, what is it, like 15% or something?
Yeah.
7%. No, but that's not true for lives. Everybody lives. It's not the same algorithm as your post.
No, but this girl comes from a network marketing background, and she said that it'll make you more visible if you go, and I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah,
that's
it makes total sense.
All I know is lately I've had a lot more people watch mine than normal. So
is it the people that you're liking, or just random people?
No, it's the people that I'm liking. Like it's like those specific people. Plus I've had extra, but it's been around the people that I've been targeting, which I'm trying to keep it those potential people.
Sorry. What I noticed is when you talk to somebody and you talk to them more, you see more of their posts. Like there's posts that I never seen before from these people. And so I've noticed that.
Yeah. I hear Kelsey typing away.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Hang on. Or that's me or Kelsey.
I'm over here like I keep trying. Can somebody go to my group chat and see? I went to go share or forward a big group of keto coffee information, and it's only sending one.
It's sending one, but it's 3 in one.
That's weird.
Turn your vibrate off and put it on like no sound.
Sorry.
It's going.